Hey aliens, ever feel like you're fluent in everyone's emotions, but can't order a coffee without rehearsing? Like you're part Yoda, part golden retriever puppy? INFJs are the rarest MBTI type, and their struggle's even weirder. Today, we're exposing the secret battles only 1% of people get. Stick around if you've ever canceled plans too. Stare at a wall. And if you're thinking, wait, how do they know my soul? Trust me, it gets worse. By the end of this, you'll be screaming, stop reading my diary. Firstly, the paradox of age. Eternal sage versus clueless child. INFJs are 100-year-old souls trapped in 10-year-old brains. 1 minute, you're solving your friend's existential crisis. The next, you're giggling at a cat meme for 20 minutes. Sound familiar? You're not immature. You're cursed with eternal curiosity. But here's the catch. This duality makes you question, am I too deep or just cringe? And let's talk about the identity whiplash. You're debating Nietzsche at midnight, then sobbing over Toy Story 3 at 2 a.m. Is this wisdom or emotional whiplash? Spoiler, both. INFJs don't age. They just accumulate layers like a weird onion. Secondly, the art of suffering in silence. INFJs would rather rearrange the solar system than ask for help. Moving apartments, DIY. Work crisis, DIY. Emotional breakdown, DIY with a side of Pinterest quotes. Why? Because asking feels like emotional theft. But here's the truth. You're not a burden. You're just terrified of vulnerability. And let's be real, when you do finally ask for help, you over-explain it like you're negotiating a hostage situation. Sorry to bother you, but if you're not busy, maybe could you? No, it's fine, forget it. Classic INFJ move. Thirdly, elevator espionage. Avoiding human interaction at all costs. Raise your hand if you've walked up 10 flights of stairs to avoid saying hi to someone. Guilty, INFJs crave deep connections, but small talk? Hell no. You'd rather miss a meeting than endure a 30-second elevator ride. And honestly, we respect it. ENFJs have a secret tier list for social interactions. 1. Meaningful 2 a.m. convos about life. 2. Silence. 3. Literally anything else. 4. How's the weather? Fourthly, the silent symphony of overthinking. INFJs don't just think. They host Olympic-level mental gymnastics. Did I offend them? What's the meaning of existence? Should I eat toast? All in 5 seconds. Outsiders think you're zoning out, but really you're writing a dissertation on human behavior, the struggle. Your brain never clocks out. And let's talk about post-conversation autopsies. You finish a chat, then spend 3 hours replaying it like a bad movie. Why did I say you too? When they said happy birthday, newsflash, they forgot. You're the only ones still cringing. Fifthly, identity theft by fictional characters. INFJs are identity smoothies. Little Atticus Finch here, some Luna Lovegood there, maybe a sprinkle of Loki for spice. Why? Because your true self feels like a blur. You borrow personalities like library books. But deep down, you're screaming, who am I? And don't get me started on mirroring. You meet someone confident, suddenly, you're Tony Robbins. Someone quirky, you're Luna Lovegood's long-lost twin. Where's the real you? It's buried under 17 layers of what if they don't like me. Sixthly, scripted phone calls that still go wrong. Hi, I'm calling about my existence. INFJs rehearse phone calls like Oscar speeches, only to forget their name mid-sentence. You're not awkward, you're overloaded with empathy. You're so busy predicting the other person's mood, your brain blue screens. Pro tip, just text alien and run. Hi, yes, you called to say. Wait, did I call you? Or did you call me? Hangs up, cries. And now, you're drafting an apology email for existing relatable. Seventhly, the crazy label for talking to. Yourself. INFJs don't talk to themselves. They host TED Talks for an audience of 1, but society calls that crazy. Meanwhile, you're over here having breakthroughs smarter than their therapy sessions. Let's normalize introspective swag. Okay, let's solve climate change today. But first, let's Google why cats hate cucumbers. INFJs don't need friends. They've got built-in chaos. And honestly, it's kind of iconic. Eighthly, martyrdom for peace. Sacrificing your sanity. INFJs will set themselves on fire to keep others warm. Family drama, you mediate. Work conflict, you absorb the stress. You're the therapist friend. But who therapists the therapist? Spoiler, no one. So you cry into your tea and call it self-care. You're such a good listener. Yeah, because if I don't fix this, the guilt will eat me alive. INFJs, professional guilt trippers, themselves. Ninthly, the Cassandra complex. Knowing the future, but no one cares. INFJs see disaster coming from miles away, but no one listens. That relationship's toxic. This plan will fail, but you stay quiet to avoid being dramatic. Then when it blows up, I told me so. It's not a gift, it's a cursed crystal ball. Hey, maybe don't date that guy who texts in hieroglyphics. You're overreacting? 2 weeks later, why is he sending me ancient curses? INFJs, always right, never thanked. 10thly, chasing the ghost of your fantasy self. INFJs are addicted to fantasy versions of themselves. The perfect artist, the flawless activist, person who actually finishes a journal. But reality, you're a hot mess with high standards. Yet you keep dreaming, because quitting hurts more. Toxic, maybe. Relatable? Absolutely. Day 1, I will meditate, write a novel, and save the planet. Day 2, ate cereal for dinner. Cried. But you know what? Keep dreaming. The world needs your Delulu. It's truly inspiring. 11thly, sometimes feeling like you're being held hostage by your own escapism. INFJs don't just daydream, they time travel. 1 minute you're here, and the next, you're in a fantasy world where you're a best-selling novelist or dating Chris Hemsworth. Sounds fun? Wrong. You're addicted to mental vacations because reality feels meh. But here's the trap. The more you escape, the lonelier you feel. Ever cancel plans to binge-watch Gilmore Girls for the 10th time? Yeah, you're not lazy or running from your own potential. I'll just scroll TikTok for 5 minutes. 3 hours later. Why am I crying over a sea otter video? 12thly, putting on a mask to please people while inwardly craving to be your authentic self. INFJs are chameleons on steroids. You morph into whatever people need. The listener, the cheerleader, the therapist. But behind that mask, you're screaming, I just want to wear pajamas and talk about aliens. Why? Because rejection feels like emotional Armageddon. But here's the kicker. The more you people please, the more you lose yourself. Sound familiar? Sure, I'll attend your 3-hour PowerPoint on your stamp collection. Meanwhile, your soul is drafting a why am I like this thesis. INFJs, repeat after me. Authenticity over approval. But let's be real, you'll still say yes, we know. INFJs, you're not too much. You're magic wrapped in contradictions. If this video called you out, smash like, rant in the comments, and share it with your fellow aliens. Oh, and subscribe because, let's be real, you'll forget I exist in 10 minutes. Stay weird. And INFJs, next time, you're debating whether to text back or vanish into the void. Choose chaos. We're all rooting for you. From a respectful distance.